All right, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to do some percent and proportion problems. These are some good math hacks to know if you're coming up against standardized testing. These pop up. I know they pop up on the ALEKS and sometimes the ACT, maybe the SAT. And these are the easier problems. But the thing is that sometimes the easier problems, that's where we get stuck at on testing. I know when I was tutoring my daughter recently for the ALEKS and the ACT, we could do algebra, we could do linear functions, we could graph linear functions, but we had some issues with some of these percentage problems. So it's just something that it's good to review and something to know for standardized testing. All right, so let's look at the first problem. The first problem, what is 25% of 120? So what is 25% of 120? So they want to know, hey, what is 25% of this whole number? The quickest way to do it, 120 times 0.25, which is the decimal version of 25%. You do some calculator work. 120 times 0.25 equals 30. So that's your answer. So 30 is 25% of 120. If you want to check it, just check your work. So 30 over 120 equals divided by 120 is 0.25, which is, you guessed it, 25%. Okay, let's look at the next one. Same type of problem. What is 40% of 85? All right, 40% of 85. So we can set it up the same way. 85 times 0.40, which is going to equal, calculator, 85 times 0.40, 34. So your answer is 34. And once again, let's check our work just to see how this, just to kind of get the feel for this. Let's check our work. 34 divided by 85. 34 divided by 85 equals 0.4, which is the decimal form of what? 40%. All right. So here, once again, your answer is 34. All right. 60 is 75% of what number? 60 is 75% of what number? So we have to figure out basically 60 over what equals 0.75. Now here's the trick. I just learned this in a test prep manual rather than going through all the formulas and stuff. So if we were multiplying up top, we can try dividing. So let's take 60 divided by 0.75. See what we get. Okay. 60 divided by 0.75 equals 80. Looks about right. You know, 80 is a bigger number than 60. But let's go back through and plug it back in. So 60 divided by 80. Move this paper up a little bit. So 60 divided by 80 equals 0.75, which equals 75%. So our answer is what? 80. All right. So 60 is 75% of what number? 80. Number 4. What number is 15% of 200? What number is 15% of 200? Now, if you look at it, sorry. If you look at it, what number is 15% of 200? So we're going to come through. We're going to say, all right, so 200 times 0.15 equals all right, it's 30. So let's check our work. Let's see if this is the answer. So 30 over 200 equals there 30 200 equals 0.15. which is, you guessed it, 15%. All right, the last problem. If 90 is 30%, what is the whole number? So this is kind of tricky. I saw this problem, and I think sometimes standardized tests have a way of phrasing words that can be confusing sometimes. But what it's asking is, uh, 90 is 30% of what number? 90 is 30% of what number? So it's basically, if it's 30%, obviously the whole number is going to be much bigger. So if you take 90 divided by 30, 90 divided by 30 on the calculator equals, oh no, that's not right. Hold on a second. Divided by 33, no, that can't be right. Yeah, that's wrong. Let's try again. Let's try setting something up. So we know 30% is 30 over 100. And 90 is going to be the smaller number. And the bigger number is going to be x. So what we can do here is, now that we have a proportion, it's going to be, we're going to cross multiply, which is going to be 30x equals 9,000 divided by 30. $300. So let's check our work. Come over here, 90 over what? 300. Point 3 or 30%. There you go. And that is the answer. All right, so if you guys are interested in getting problem solved, you can always post some problems down in the comment section. I'd be glad to solve them on my next video, or a type of problem that you need to be solved. I will also tell you guys, I'm the Math Test Prep Pro. So if there's anything that you'd like to see, let me know. And thank you guys, and like and subscribe if you like what you saw today.